Yo, YouTube, what is up? Radar25 back again with another video. My co-host, Michael Funtamania. Whatever you guys want to call him.
What's up, Marks?
We're back again, another video. Today, it's going to be the two takeaways from Friday Night Smackdown. Kind of a lackluster Smackdown, minus obviously our two takeaways.
Yep.
Especially we really enjoyed the last final part of it.
So good.
Yeah, bit of a setup for a future feud. But before we get into the video, guys, I want to remind you guys, drop a like on this video. And all the other takeaway videos from Wednesday, 2 on Wednesday, and the Monday Night Raw one. Also, I just dropped a Call of Duty video right before this one. Drop a like on that. Check that video out if you're into the game. Also, if you're watching, you're not subscribed, please do subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you're not missing one thing that we're dropping on here. And any live streams, all that good stuff. Follow me, social media, Instagram, Twitter, links in the description below. Also, will pop out on the bottom of the screen as well. Follow me on there, chat with me on there, check out, whatever I'm doing on there and connect with me. But that's it, guys. Without further ado, let's jump into the video. Two takeaways from Friday Night Smackdown. Guys, show started off with Braun Strowman, our new Universal Champion, coming out with the belt on.
Looking good.
Looks good on him, yeah. Basically saying, he's taking on any challengers. Here comes Shinsuke Nakamura. Obviously, Strowman took the Intercontinental title off of Nakamura.
Yep.
And he comes out and basically just challenges him to a match, and that's the main event for tonight. Braun Strowman against Shinsuke Nakamura. And we'll get into that a little bit later on. But kind of a lackluster segment to get Strowman off for his first appearance with the title.
Nothing much. It was pretty standard. Nothing crazy. It was what it was. But, I mean, it led to better stuff for sure.
Yeah.
Like you said, the best for last. They saved the best for last.
Yeah, big time.
Honest.
Yeah, next thing on the show, guys, was another WrestleMania rematch, women's tag team titles. The new champions, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross versus the Kabuki Warriors, Kairi Sane, and Asuka. Solid little match. Not as good as a WrestleMania match because of the commercial breaks in between. Yeah. But Bliss and Cross get the win, keep the titles, they retain. They'll probably go on a lengthy run. I'm not sure if they're going to break up the Kabuki Warriors or not. I'd rather see them as singles at this point. Yep. And let's see where they go from there. They got to build that tag team division up, though, the women's tag team, to get more opponents for Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we see later on that they're actually building more of a tag team division, hopefully, in the women's division.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. Okay, guys, next thing on the show was a match between Dolph Ziggler along with Sonya Deville against Tucker. Yeah, Tucker from Heavy Machinery. Before the match starts, Tucker comes out, shows pictures on the screen. Yep. Basically a callback to when Ziggler did it to Otis. It's just pictures of Mandy Rose and Otis working out in the parking lot Performance Center.
For some reason,
bananas involved.
Bananas. Yeah. I have no idea why he was holding bananas, but he was holding bananas, and
that's all. I think that's all sexual innuendo at this point. Yeah.
So he has like 5 dicks.
Yes, I don't know. Why is he holding bananas for any other reason other than that?
Hey, right.
Yeah.
Freaky sex going on over there. Good for them. Enjoy it. Lovebirds,
But the match itself is basically Tucker showing a bit of a mean streak and dominating Ziggler almost the entire match. Yeah. Ziggler dodges a move, and then he ends up super kicking Tucker.
Super kick!
Yeah, he hits him with a super kick and beats him. So kind of a not that special of a match.
Nope.
Nothing to write home about. But this right here all seems like it's going to set out to an eventual mixed tag team match between Ziggler, Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, and Otis, which we kind of didn't want to see. I just kind of wanted them to drop the storyline, maybe just do a solo thing between Mandy and Sonya.
WWE, they're going to keep pushing it till
it was successful and well received, so they're going to keep pushing it.
Yeah, yep.
I kind of wish these would have done the two
until they kill it.
The two women feud. And go from there, but I guess they won't. They're going to add the guys in, add a golf party of 4. Yeah,
they're just going to kill it. They're going to ruin it. They're going to milk it as long as they can.
Yeah,
it's what it is.
Next thing on the show, it was the Dirt Sheet, Miz and Morrison. Dirt Sheet talking about how they retain the titles. Morrison retained the titles. Their new song that's gone gold.
I mean, they rap like they hit a rap like two white boys hitting a rap. That's pretty good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was impressed. I was like, where was this shit when Cena was a rapper? You could have Miz versus Cena rapping Cena or something. But I mean, it was cool. Yeah. Again, annoying turtlenecks. It was part of the shtick. It was good. It was a fun little segment. And
it was fun. I mean, they're talking. They start rapping their song. Here come the Usos to break it up, and then here come the New Day after that. And they basically announced that what will happen is another triple threat match, but with the opposite guys. So basically, you know, I guess giving their chance, the other guys in the team, a chance to shine because they missed out on WrestleMania because of the Miz being injured or sick or whatever the case was. I don't think he's sick. I think he's injured.
Well, the Miz says he was injured.
He has to have been injured,
but he's not medically cleared. He kept saying that over and over again. So we'll see what happens.
We'll see when this match is gonna take place. Yep. You know, but it was kind of Kofi Kingston, you know, channeling his inner Teddy Long and making a match. He didn't make it a tag. It's a tag team match player or some shit like that.
But they were doing the little dance.
Yeah, the little
shuffle.
Yeah, the little fucking the Teddy Long dance. But you know, fine little segment. It's just another way to get more people in. Now I don't know. Are they gonna break? Are they gonna lose the titles in that match and then maybe break up Miss Morrison after that? I kind of want to see Morrison a little bit more of like a. I don't know. I guess you could wait it out a little more of a singles run
because wait it out.
Came back and it was just like back to what you were basically one of the things you were doing before. You know.
I don't mind it because I feel like he can fill in for now. He's never gonna be a title guy. I don't think. I think he could just go back for the IC belt. Yeah. Once the IC belt gets off of Sammy, it builds a better like division going on that way. Then I will throw
him in there.
Yeah, John Morrison, and then not Jim Morrison. He's a fucking guitarist.
Yeah.
But, you know, you know what I mean.
Okay. Yeah, no, I get what you mean. Yeah. Guys, next thing on the show, we had a debut of a new tag team. New to the roster, not new to the company. It was Lucha House Party. Obviously, that's not a new tag team versus the Forgotten Sons from NXT. It was the duo of Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake. So it's good to see them on there. They're being positioned as heels, and they came in and they beat the Lucha House Party, which makes a lot of sense. That's the team you would feed to somebody when they show up.
Yeah, pretty convincingly. They just made them look strong. They're ex-Marines, so you know they're fucking badasses. Yeah. I mean, I'm not sure why they're heels, but
they could have came in as baby faces, being that they're Marines. Yeah, Marines. Because if they're gonna say that they're Marines, you know, you could use that. That's obviously a baby face thing, so you can bring them in as baby faces.
I mean, I guess some people will boo Marines, but I mean, I'm not gonna fucking boo Marines.
Yeah, no.
I mean, they're more man than any of us are. So I mean, I guess sit there and boo them.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
So I mean, it was a good match, good fine segment, good debut for the Forgotten Sons. Now, hopefully, seems like a team that'll get a bit of a push in the beginning, but hopefully they don't meander off like every other team does because it's the creative in WWE. They tend to push guys quickly and then meander off after that. But that was, you know, Forgotten Sons get the win in their debut on Smackdown. Next thing in the show, takeaway number 1 of the night. We finally got to the first takeaway.
Finally.
And it is a confrontation. Well, I mean, so it's Bayley and Sasha Banks in the ring celebrating because Bayley's still the champion, and she's, touting that she did it basically on herself, even though she got a lot of help from Sasha Banks in that match.
She won the match because of Sasha, yeah.
Basically, yeah. So, you know, good on her using that kind of heel tactic to kind of, you know, act like she got the win on herself. This causes Tamina to come out. And it was surprising. Tamina's there. Okay, so she comes out, and the announcers are really hyping her up for her performance at WrestleMania, how dominant she was and all that. It took all 4 other women to cover her, to beat her, which is fine because it actually did happen. So it's a way to build her. So she asked for a title shot. Bayley says, you're not getting one, or you'll get one as long as you beat Sasha Banks. So, you know, I believe
Sasha wasn't happy about it.
She was not happy. So
because Sasha was talking a bunch of shit, and then he was like, "Hold me back, Bayley, hold me back," and it was like, you know, it was a fucking joke. But yeah, she was obviously pissed off at Bayley for causing her to put a match against Tamina, which I guess they're playing that whole Tamina's like the big bad heel, the big monster heel, which still doesn't really jive for me. That doesn't really get anything going. I mean, Sasha's the way better wrestler.
But I mean, she's just in there right now. It's like, okay, to freshen up a little bit. She has new challenger for the title. Because remember, she had a run of it was Naomi and Lacey Evans a lot, and a little bit of Carmella thrown in there. So it's kind of just break it up a little bit and throw somebody fresh out there. We all know she's not going to win. It's just a placeholder or just something to continue to drive the wedge between Sasha and Bayley. You know, so Bayley's really good in the role she is in right now. So Sasha. And I can't wait until that match does happen and this feud begins. Hopefully it does begin soon. Or maybe not soon. I guess maybe they'll wait it until things get a little bit more normal in the world, and then they'll start cutting this in and start really going through that. But guys, that's takeaway number 1, and it's just the continuation of the teasing between Sasha, Bayley, and that feud eventually happening, that team breaking up. So. You know, good for Tamina. She gets a title shot and all that stuff. Well, if she beats Sasha anyways. Next thing in the show was a squash match, and it was the Celtic Warrior Sheamus, you know, looking in tremendous shape. Go check out his YouTube channel to see his workouts, the Celtic Warrior workouts. He's got a lot of good. He's got a lot of good stuff on there with other wrestlers and stuff like that.
Workouts, yeah.
Yeah. He had a squash match against somebody named Cal Bloom. We have no idea who that
Cal
guy
Bloom,
is.
baby, got destroyed.
Yeah, he destroyed him. Good to see some fire out of Sheamus, but he has been like that since he came back, and they just haven't done anything with him. Remember, he had the little spat with Shorty G, Chad Gable, and Apollo Crews, and that really didn't lead to much because and he was talking about having a chamber match, but then he ended up not being in a chamber match, so you haven't seen him since Mr. WrestleMania. That's what he was pissed about. So hopefully they do something with him. Hopefully they push him a little bit. Next thing on the show, guys, takeaway number 2 of the night, and it's not the match itself, it's what happens after this match. Now, it was set up earlier in the night, the main event, Braun Strowman, new Universal Champion, versus Shinsuke Nakamura, which I did not like whatsoever because this was basically just a glorified squash match of Nakamura, which he doesn't deserve, nor warrants something like that. I know Braun Strowman's a monster, but Shinsuke Nakamura is supposed to be, the king of strong style, highly touted striker and all that stuff like that, and it's just got his ass beat, and he never stood a chance, and you didn't even feel like he did it at any point.
It sucks because Shinsuke coming in was one of the more exciting guys when he came in at 16 with AJ and the OC. You just feel like he was to be like the star, and they had him a good push in NXT. He was great in NXT. He was great when he first came up. Ever since his Mania match with AJ, he won the IC belt. I get it, but he's never been, like. He can't be in the same rut. He's never been like a top guy. He's more of a guy that if he was in AEW, he'd be a much bigger star. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. I just don't think he's ever going to be a star here anymore. I
think at this point, I don't think they even know what to do with him.
Yes, I think it's better if he either goes back in Japan or he goes to AEW at this point. I feel bad. He has one of the greatest intros ever. We were there in Brooklyn. We loved it. Love Shinsuke. Love his style. Love everything about him. But he's just not going to work in this company. It just is what it is. If this match showed anything, it just showed that they have no idea what to do with him. Yeah. No fucking clue.
They have no clue what to do with him. He doesn't deserve to be in a spot like this.
No,
he should never be in a spot like this. A guy that talented, that charismatic,
no.
And that guy who just has star written all over him. Even if there's a language barrier, still he speaks a decent English, at least somewhat understandable English, and he should be in a better spot than he is now.
He's an ass kicker, and he should always be put in as a flamboyant ass kicker that can kick anyone's ass and make it look really good. It's just they're wasting him. I really prefer to see him in Japan or go to AEW, honestly. At this point.
Strowman obviously gets the win, guys. But the takeaway is what happens afterwards, and this is Braun versus Bray Wyatt, which they set up. Bray Wyatt shows up on the screen and basically challenges Braun for the title, and he wants his title back. Now, this is a perfect story because it writes itself because the past history of them being former allies and in the Wyatt family together. Remember, Strowman debuted in the Wyatt family. Yeah. So story writes itself. There's so much behind it already. And hopefully it sends up. I don't know if they're gonna take the title off of Braun quickly. Maybe I know the venue that was hosting Money in the Bank in May canceled.
Really?
Pulled out.
So
if they're gonna do it, it's gonna be in the Performance Center.
Okay.
And if they're gonna set this match up for then, do they take the title off of Braun immediately? I think that hurts Braun even more than him not all those times he challenged for the title and lost. For him to just be a transitional champion in this capacity as just a guy who's built to such a monster, maybe a transitional champion. I don't know.
Well, I mean, going into it, like I watched the match. I saw there was 5 minutes left in the show. I was actually hoping for the Fiend to show up and just kind of be part of the Braun. I like the whole time. Like you said, it writes itself. He talked about bringing him in. I created you. I can destroy you. I would hate to see a quick 1 month or couple of weeks reign for Braun. If there's a way that they could still keep it on him but not ruin the Fiend, keep him strong in a certain way, just like a smudge finish or creative way to finish the match and kind of keep it going for a couple of months, I think that'd be the smartest thing to do. And then eventually have the Fiend take it back. It's also good that we're circling back to the Fiend wanting his title back because we complained about him losing it to Goldberg and then just not even, just going to Cena all of a sudden, not worrying about getting his belt back and not even talking about it. So this is good to bring it back. We got a good story. I'm excited for this matchup. I think it's a great matchup. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, so am I. I'm excited. Hopefully they do it correctly and it's not quick and just quickly done to whatever, get to Roman eventually.
Yeah.
Hopefully they don't do it that way. Hopefully Strowman has a decent run and it works for him. But this is the perfect story for him immediately after winning because it makes the most sense. And it has history behind it, so it kind of writes itself. But guys, that was SmackDown. Those are 2 takeaways. Now, the shit that sucked is going to be the fact that Nakamura was in this match and he never felt like he even stood a chance whatsoever of beating Braun Strowman. He does not deserve that and does not warrant that kind of position.
Jobberism.
To be squashed like that, pretty much squashed, doesn't warrant it. I don't believe he does. He should have put up a competitive match, because if it's a competitive match, it doesn't hurt Strowman in any way. It just legitimizes Shinsuke even more than everybody sees him as legitimate. So that's not the correct way to do it. I know it was just like a match to have to set up for this next upcoming feud. We could have had him put more of a fight.
And put it anyway. Like, I get we're like working with people in the area. You can't have people fly in at the moment, but I mean, Shinsuke, you can't kill Shinsuke like that, even against Braun or anybody. Like, he has to look stronger than that. I mean, it was pathetic. It was really bad booking. You're ruining Shinsuke, and you're just, like I said, just either get rid of him or, I don't know, like, it's pathetic.
Yeah, it is pathetic. Now, speaking of getting rid of, we'll have the news that the Revival were released on Friday from their contracts from WWE. So they definitely are probably on a 90-day non-compete, and then they will eventually most likely join AEW, which they will be treated correctly and used properly like they were used in NXT when they were the top tag team and one of the hottest teams in the world and one of the hottest acts in the world. So they will go there, finally face the Young Bucks, and have all those cool matchups. They probably get the Best Friends and all those guys like that. So
and they'll take those tag team titles. They'll take those tag team titles for
Super excited to see them. Good for them to get out of WWE where they're not appreciated. And at least in the main roster, in NXT they were, but in the main roster they weren't. I kind of wish they would have went back to NXT, but it's not going to happen. So they probably most likely are AEW bound unless they go to Japan first and then go to AEW afterwards. But they probably will work both most likely because AEW gives it the freedom. Something to watch this upcoming Tuesday. Dark Side of the Ring, the Jimmy Snuka, about the murder that he was accused or people thought he did and he was acquitted of, or they never even.
Was he acquitted?
No, he wasn't acquitted.
He died during the trial.
They were gonna try him. They were gonna bring him back, and he died. He was like too sick or something like that. But he was definitely like, they never charges were never brought to him, but I don't think they really investigated as much. We'll find out. Watch that on Tuesday. Also, if you haven't seen WWE 24 Edge, the Second Mountain, watch that.
Got Ric Flair on the Burger Skull Sessions tomorrow.
Yep. So make sure to tune into those things.
Any word when that Taker thing is coming out? Because the first look was really good. I was super excited for that. So
I'm assuming probably at the end of the month or something like that.
Well, hopefully.
But stay tuned for those things, guys. Again, thanks for watching the video. Let us know what you guys thought about SmackDown. Those are 2 takeaways from Friday Night SmackDown. We'll catch you later, guys. Remember, if it doesn't work, people do not do the job.
Later, Marks.